Please stand and remove your hats as the Milford Spartan Marching Band plays our national anthem.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Spartan Stadium, home of the Milford Spartans. It is October 2nd, 2020, opening night here at Spartan Field for what should be a very interesting month of football. We've come into this season in a most unusual fashion. Everybody's aware of the pandemic that's ongoing, and it's affected every facet of life. No more so than here at the high school and here at
officials for tonight's game,
Milford Spartan football.
Referee
Tonight, however, we get back to a little bit of normalcy as the Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers have come across town to take on rival Milford Spartans. Last year, the season started with these same two teams. Opening night, it was much earlier in the season, though. Milford Spartans won 35-21. However, although the Spartans went on to an 8-1 season, the Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers ran off 7 of the next 8 and then marched their way through the state tournament en route to the Division II state finals. The defending state champions are here, Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers. Also here tonight, yours truly, Kevin St. Onge, the voice of the Spartans. And joining me tonight, rookie color commentator, Matt Stillwagon. Matt, you're an alumnus of Milford High School, class of 1990. Welcome to the booth.
Thanks for having me.
So we've got the coin toss at the 50-yard line happening right now, and we are excited to get Milford Spartan football underway here on Granite Town Media, live streamed on Facebook, and will be rebroadcast Monday night at 7 p.m. So the Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers come into the game having opened their season a week ago. They traveled to Sauhegan for a game with the Sabres, and the opening of their state championship defense was not a very good one for the Cavaliers. They lost 20-0 to the Sabres, a senior-laden Sauhegan team, and it opened the eyes of head coach Chris Lonis to exactly what he's working with. Early in the season, Matt, how do you think, especially one that's been delayed in this manner, what do you think the advantage is for this Cavalier team coming in having at least one game under their belt?
Well, they've gotten their first hits in. Certainly they were probably not going to have the first game jitters that Milford might have. I'm sure we'll watch the kickoff and the first couple plays, and Milford either is going to be very nervous or they're going to be prepared.
This Cavalier team comes in with 18 seniors, 9 juniors, 7 sophomores, and 10 freshmen. But here on senior night, the Milford Spartans are fielding 9 seniors, 10 juniors, 19 sophomores. The future looks bright for this Spartan team just based on youth, 11 freshmen rounding it out. One of those super sophomores, however, taking the field tonight as this brand new starting quarterback. But it's not a new name, it's an old name. There's been an Erda under center here at Milford High School for, I think Coach told me, 11 years. And this year we start with a new one, Charlie Erda, younger brother of last year's All-State quarterback, the running machine, Gavin Erda, who's taking his skills to Durham and playing for the UNH Wildcats. But tonight here on this field, sophomore Charlie Erda gets his first chance to run head coach Keith Jones' legendary flexbone offense. Contrast in styles tonight. Cavaliers tend to play a much more wide-open flex offense with a little bit of pistol. Coach Jones has never deviated from his flexbone offense, triple threat options, doesn't throw the ball a whole lot. We are set to get underway here. Set to kick off for the Spartans is number 14. That is Colin Gregg. Ball is in the air, comes down at the 10-yard line, fielded by the Cavaliers, and it's moved out to about the 30-yard line where a host of Milford Spartan tacklers bring him down. We'll get the number on the ball carrier.
It was fielded by Isaiah Velvet. Ball was returned.
Number 20, Velez, carried that ball to the 31-yard line.
First and 10 for the Cavaliers.
Wide open offense of head coach Chris Lonis taking their first snap tonight. Changing the play at the line of scrimmage. It is Keith Hubert, it appears to be, in the pistol formation. Coach Lonis told me that they have 3 quarterbacks that are probably going to take snaps. Actually, he said there might be 5 quarterbacks, and he may take a snap. Running straight up the middle, looks like number 21, Marc-Andre Thermitis. Big back for the Cavaliers, picks up a first down.
Charlie Erda on the tackle.
For a first down.
Inauspicious beginning for the Spartans if you're having your sophomore free safety making the first tackle.
At the 44-yard line where it is first and 10 for the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers pick up a first down on the first play from scrimmage. Again, they go to a slot left formation. Hubert takes the snap, gives it to Thermitis. His shoulder pads flapping in the breeze, and he is met at the sideline but not taken down, and he's still running and finally knocked out of bounds by Milford Spartan number 7, Santos.
A few missed tackles on that play.
Marc-Andre Thermitis on the carry.
To be clear, neither of these teams was able to have any scrimmages to start the year. So with the Cavaliers having at least played last week, they got their first hits in live competition. Milford Spartans have now run 2 plays on defense and given up 2 first downs. The handoff is to Blake Burgess, and he turns the corner on the left side, but is brought down after a short gain by the defensive end for the Spartans. That looks like it was number 69, Kilgore.
It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Cavaliers.
So small steps, small victories here in the early part of the game. The Spartans were able to prevent the Cavaliers from picking up yet another first down. 2nd and 9 is the play. Burgesson in motion. Hubert spins, gives the ball inside to...
Got hurt on another tackle there.
Gives the ball to number 28. That's Kyle Manley on the carry. Little inside handoff.
Caden Zielinski helping out on the tackle.
3rd and short for the Cavaliers on the 30-yard line of the Spartans. Burgesson in the slot to the right. Hubert in the pistol. Gives it to Thermitis up the middle. He's met and stoned by number 23, Logan Barnhill. Logan Barnhill, he of the infamous interception last year, preserving the win for the Spartans in the end zone over Pelham. Filling in nicely now as a junior, stepping into the hole and bringing up a 4th down. Short slot to the left side. Hubert in the pistol. Fakes the pitch, now does so to Thermitis. Thermitis cuts it back to the left side. He's picked up the first down, where he's met by a host of Spartans. Here in the early going on Granite Town Media, it is 0-0 at Spartan Field. We're just underway. Milford Spartans opening their 2020 campaign in a shortened season.
Big 4th down conversion right there.
That keeps the chains moving for the Cavaliers as they continue not to huddle. It's, they follow what a lot of college teams do. They stay on the field, on the line, get the play from the sideline. The give is to Thermitis up the middle, and that's a short gain for Marc-Andre Thermitis.
About 3 yards there.
Thermitis on the carry.
Maybe 2.
Gain of about a 1 yard, maybe 2.
And on the tackle for the Spartans, number 51, Drew Hodges. He's a senior, 6'3", 235 pounds. This is a young team, as we mentioned at the outset, only 9 seniors. But Coach Jones likes what he sees of his underclassmen.
It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Cavaliers.
The give is again to, looks like Kyle Connor. Let's see, 44 for the Cavaliers. Warren carries for a short gain, but that's bringing up a 3rd and short as well.
Spartans almost had to stop in the backfield there.
They're not wrapping up. They're not finishing their tackles at this point. Hubert in the pistol. Turns and gives up the middle. Tackled by Caden Zielinski. And it looks like Charlie Erda. Velez took that inside handoff for a first down by the Cavaliers. Ball is spotted on the, looks like the 6-yard line. Hubert gives to Warren again.
Good stop.
Warren is met after stretching out the play.
Logan Barnhill in the stop there.
Barnhill from his linebacker position stretched out the play until he was able to wrap him up. That brings up a 2nd and about 6. Fast-paced start to this game. The Cavaliers just ready to go. Burgesson in motion. The give is to Thermitis, looking to stretch it out to the right side and turn the corner. And he does so, and he's found the end zone. Touchdown, Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers.
Marc-Andre Thermitis on the carry and into the end zone.
So at the 7:28 mark, Hollis-Brookline has already scored and taken the lead here, 6-0 at Spartan Field, pending the extra point attempt.
Doesn't look like they're going to kick.
Last year, the Cavaliers led the division in offense, particularly in passing. Had a tough game last week, got blanked by the Sabres 20-0, but here they're looking to put some more points on the board. The give is to Thermitis. He's given it up. He almost lost it, and that play is whistled dead. Unsuccessful 2-point conversion for the Cavaliers.
Was unsuccessful. And at 7:28 in the first quarter, the score is Hollis-Brookline 6.
So with a fast pace opening to this game, this is something I'm not sure that Coach Jones really wanted to see. Early in the season, questioning the conditioning of these players that just simply haven't had game conditions. And with COVID and the corona pandemic, limited practice time until much later than usual. So the Milford Spartans have been knocked on their heels here on the opening drive of the game by the Cavaliers.
Milford was aggressive on defense. It looks like they were over pursuing at the line, missing some tackles right there. Let's see how they adjust.
It is basics. You got to tackle. You got to wrap up.
Yep.
And I'm sure that's exactly what head coach Keith Jones and Coach Erda and the rest of the Milford Spartan coaching staff are telling their young team. Back to kick four. Back to kick four. We're going to get the kicker for you in just a second. Looks like 51. Here come the Spartans set to receive. Back deep for the Spartans is number 4. That is Darian Kimball. He's flanked by Zielinski and Barnhill. Kicking off is number 51 for the Cavaliers. We'll get a name for him in a second. Kimball fields it at about the 10-yard line, and he's taking it to the right side. And he's got an opening. He's going to go all the way. 50-yard line, one man to beat. Still dragging the kicker. Shucked him and has been dragged down from behind. Nice return by Darian Kimball to the Hollis-Brookline Cavalier 35-yard line.
Was fielded.
That was the kicker that stopped him. 1 to go.
Return for a long return.
I lost track of the kicker. I thought he was running free. Kicker did a nice job to step in there and slow him down.
Kimball was tackled on the Cavaliers' 35-yard line, where the Spartans will take over 1st and 10.
John Catelli, the kicker for the Cavaliers. We'll try to get all the names for all the players for you as we were able. Under center for the Spartans, Erda. He gives the ball to Zielinski. Zielinski, a super soft a year ago, but it looks like he's going to lose a yard or two on his first carry from scrimmage.
Zielinski on the carry for the Spartans, tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Short loss
of 1 yard will be
for the
down
Spartans.
11 for the Spartans.
Charlie Erda, the younger brother of last year's senior quarterback, all-state quarterback Gavin Erda, a sophomore, looking to get some experience in head coach Keith Jones' flexbone offense. Split to the left is number 4, Kimball. In motion is Barnhill. Erda turns the corner, tucks it up, and he's going to score. Gavin Erda, second play from scrimmage for the Milford Spartans, and they are tied on the board 6-6 as Charlie Erda is serving notice that the Erda family is still here to play at Milford High School.
It's like deja vu, isn't it?
Deja vu all over again. A little bit smaller than his brother, not quite as tall, but of course he's younger this year than his brother was as a senior a year ago. Seems to have a pretty good handle on this triple threat option of head coach Keith Jones. Kicking for the Spartans is Colin Gregg. The ball is down. Kick is up, and it is good. The Milford Spartans at the 6:30 mark take a 1-point lead, 7-6. So typically when you have a running team against a throwing team, you kind of figure it offsets them a little. They offset a little bit, and the running team might take some time off the clock, but the throwing team moves the ball quickly down the field or 3 and out and so forth. But we're not even halfway through this quarter, and both teams have found the end zone.
Milford with 2 offensive plays and a touchdown.
That's a very efficient offense. If you're going to be able to do that all night and all season, it's going to be a very interesting season for head coach Keith Jones. The question will be, how does this team handle adversity when it inevitably comes? Right now, of course, everybody's happy to be here for Friday Night Lights here at the Milford Spartan Field. And if you're watching at home and you're wondering what the condition of the football field is, if it looks brown to you, it is brown. Unfortunately, with this pandemic and with the drought conditions that have plagued southern New Hampshire, Milford School District has chosen not to water these fields. And as a result, they're taking quite a beating just because of the conditions. But I don't think these players care much about that. They get to run around and play the sport they love. Set to kick off for the Milford Spartans is Colin Gregg.
Colin's got a strong leg.
Colin was a sophomore a year ago, kicked well for head coach Keith Jones. Gregg about to step into it. Does so. Nice angled kick to the left sideline. Is fielded there by the Cavaliers. Trying to reverse his field is Blake Burgesson, I believe.
22 on the tackle.
That's Zielinski on the tackle.
Colin
And
Gregg's kickoff was fielded by Dominic Poole.
Cool on the carry. Actually,
Hayden Zielinski on the stop.
check that. I believe it was number 20,
Return
Velez.
went to the 20-yard
Where
line,
the
where
Cavaliers will take
are
over.
taking
First down
10
at the
yards to go.
their own 20-yard line.
We'll see how the Spartan defense reacts to their and makes their adjustment on defense.
Burgesson in motion.
Nice.
Inside give again, though, is to, I believe, Thermitis.
Immediate stop at the line. 24. And
Thermitis is taken down there by
Thermitis
Connor
on the carry.
Graham. Connor Gam.
Tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Nice loss on that play for the Spartans.
It'll be 2nd and 13 for the Cavaliers.
Thermitis with the pit, receives the pitch, looking to turn the corner on the left side. Does so. He is off to the races.
They're not gonna
Marc-Andre
stop.
Thermitis has one man to beat. It's a foot race to the end zone, and nobody's going to get him. Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers score again at the 5:41 mark and take the lead back.
again, 2 missed tackles there. Run right through their arms.
This could be a video game type scoring game tonight if both teams are going to score after only 2 or 3 offensive plays in each of their series. And it's not the way we thought the Cavaliers were going to score their points, because they're really known, head coach Chris Lonis is really known for airing it out and throwing the ball downfield. 2-point conversion attempt now by the Cavaliers. The give is to Thermitis, trying to pick his way through the center of the line, and he is stuffed. Milford Spartans defense stiffens on the extra point attempt. The score stays 12-7 at the 5:40 mark.
40 seconds left in the first quarter. The score is Hollis-Brookline 12.
And if every once in a while there's a pause because, it's only because I've got to catch my breath from all the action in the early going. Be sure to watch at halftime when the Milford Spartans seniors will be celebrated. There's both players and their parents on the football team and the cheer squad. We also have a couple of features of interviews with both head coaches prior to the game. Both head coach Chris Lonis and Keith Jones were good enough to join us for a little bit.
Tomorrow at Hollis-Brookline at 4
And the teams are getting lined up now for the next kickoff from the Cavaliers. Kicker for the Cavaliers appears to be number 50, Aiden Dufault. I think a lot of the players are being shuttled in and out and moved around, and head coach Lonis did say that he expected to play up to potentially 3 or 4 different quarterbacks, although he hasn't done that yet. Hasn't had enough plays to do that.
No, there haven't.
Back deep again to receive the kickoff is senior number 4, Darian Kimball. Before that kick was away, the whistle blew the play dead.
The kickoff play was whistled dead.
We're going to line this up and re-kick this as we wait for the ball to come back.
There will be a re-kick as the officials were not set for the kickoff.
Officials were not set, but appears everybody's now set. Defoe ready to step into the ball, does so. Sends it downfield, angles it to the right. It's received by, it looks like Barnhill. Barnhill running straight up the middle, gets to the 30-yard line, maybe a little bit more.
Defoe kicked off for the Cavaliers.
Logan Barnhill with a nice return at the 5:33 mark to give the Spartans their second offensive series. Not the same field position they had to start the game.
Where the Spartans take over, first down and 10 yards to go.
Kevin, I got to say that the new lights are impressive.
Spartan Booster Club, in conjunction with the school district, worked hard to get the lights installed here. New LEDs, a lot more diffused. Gavin Erda under center. The give is to Zielinski. Zielinski turns a corner on the right side, tries to cut back, but after a short gain is taken down.
28 on the tackle.
What did I say? I'm still calling Gavin Erda from a year ago.
Kyle Manley on the tackle on that one.
Gain Zielinski on the carry for the Spartans. Tackled by Kyle Manley. Gain was to the
Spartans are coming out now. Their second play from scrimmage, second down, and let's call it about 6, maybe a long 5. Charlie Erda under center. Looks like there was movement along the line. Lots of laundry on the field. Comes from a couple of different places. Procedure call against the Spartans will bring up, well, we'll walk the Spartans back a little ways where it will be reset for second down.
After the 5-yard penalty, it'll be second down and 10 yards to go for the Spartans.
That's the kind of early game, early season jitters you might expect, particularly from a young team. Didn't see it on the first series, but here we go. Second and 10. Spartans in their flexbone offense. Erda keeps the ball. Nice little pitch here to Barnhill. Barnhill turns the corner, gets a lot of that back, close to picking up a first down. It'll depend on the spot.
Logan Barnhill for a
Barnhill turned that corner and was running hard. The junior just handled that pitch very well, put his shoulders down, squared his pads, and ran downhill.
Blake Bergerson from Hollis-Brookline with the tackle.
It'll be third down and a little less than a yard at the 30, call it the 39-yard line. Split to the right is Darian Kimball. Erda up the middle. I believe that's Zielinski. We'll check the number, but a nice little give. Nope, Barnhill on the carry. Barnhill looks like he got the first down. Yep, here come the chains. They're moving. First down, Milford Spartans.
Adam Slater with the tackle.
First and 10, Spartans.
Quinn Connors also helping out.
Quentin Connors on the tackle for the
Cavalier defenses, they run basically a 4-4. Sometimes they will, mostly cover 3. Not a lot of passing from the Spartans here, though. Erda, he keeps it, turns the corner himself, and he's still running. Dragged down from behind by Brookline Cavalier number 4. That is Adam Rayan.
Gain was to the Spartan 48.
Nice gain for the sophomore quarterback. Brings up a second down and about 5, maybe 4, 4.5.
For the Cavaliers.
Thought we might have gotten a horse collar call on that.
He was dragged down from behind, wasn't he? Yeah.
Down and 4 for the Spartans.
3:22 of the first quarter. 12-7 is your score. Here come the Milford Spartans on a second down play. Got some whistles on the field before the play is starting. Timeout is being called by the Cavaliers. Head coach Chris Lonis probably wants to take a little bit of air out of the game right now and slow it down on defense, and maybe cause the Spartans to slow down a little bit as well. This game started with so much pace. Both teams just running aggressively, big gaping holes, long gains, quick scores. Head coach Chris Lonis, he of the defending state champions, deciding to maybe slow it down a little bit and give his team at least a little bit of a breather, knowing that they're probably in a long game tonight.
There haven't been many plays. I mean, we're probably looking at about 7 offensive plays for Milford at this point.
So with the timeout on the field, we're going to step aside for just a second as we catch our breath along with the teams. Coming out of the Cavalier timeout, the Milford Spartans jogging out to the line of scrimmage, down 12-7 at the 3:15 mark of the first quarter. I want to shout out to head coach Chris Lonis for calling that timeout. Gives us a chance to take a breath as well. Charlie Erda under center. Zielinski in motion. The give is to Zielinski to the right side. Short gain for Zielinski, brought down by the left side of the
Number 4 on the
Cavalier defense.
Caden Zielinski on the carry.
Adam Rayan on the tackle, primary tackler for the Cavaliers. Both of these running backs, Caden Zielinski and Logan Barnhill, sophomores last year on a team that won 8-1. Saw significant time a year ago, so they come into this season with a lot of experience as juniors, and they're growing and learning, continuing to learn this offense with quarterback Charlie Erda. Erda gives up the middle. Nope, appears he's kept. No, we can't read it here. The give was up the middle. Nope, he kept it himself. It was he's working on his ball control, and frankly, I lost the track of the ball as well. Erda stuck it into that fullback, but didn't give it up, and followed his fullback through the hole and
ball's on the Cavalier 46-yard line.
Had for a no gain. Kimball to the left, Barnhill in motion. The give is to the up back. That's number 24, Connor Gam.
Quinn Connors on the tackle.
Gain of about 8 yards on the play. It'll be second down, 2 yards to go for the Spartans.
Spartans moving the ball efficiently here. This is not the quick strike offense we saw in the first series, but they are moving the chains. Second down and short. Kimball's to the left. Zielinski in the halfback position to the left, in a wing position. Erda dropping back, has a man downfield. Is picked off on the sideline. The question is whether he was in bounds, but the officials indicating he was out of bounds.
Pass was intercepted out of bounds.
I'm not sure if that pass was intended for Zielinski or if there was a shorter receiver in front. Either way, it was a pretty ill-advised attempt as the short or the near receiver was well covered. So that'll bring out up a 3rd and 2 as well.
It's as 4-down territory as it is.
Ball spotted at the Cavalier 38-yard line. Erda calling signals. Zielinski in motion. Looks like Erda kept the ball. Nope. Nope, that was Gann. Gann got the feed. The give was to the up back. So that will bring up a 4th down. short gain, if any.
Cavaliers were all over the ball right from the start on that one.
Cavaliers defense is now stiffening here on the second offensive series by the Spartans.
I think those plays are taking a little too long to develop out of the backfield.
And that's part of the maturation process of a young quarterback running this very complex flex bone offense. The give is to Zielinski. Zielinski's met in the backfield, initially hit in the backfield, but he falls forward. All-important spot of this one is going to make the determination whether it's a first down or not, and it is. Milford Spartan, first down.
Jack Duquette on the tackle.
Jack Duquette on the tackle.
We're under a minute to play here in the first quarter, a fast-moving first quarter.
And that is good for a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans. The ball's on the Cavaliers' 35-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 35 here at Spartan Field. Fresh set of downs for Charlie Erda. Kimball split to the near side left. In motion is Barnhill. Looks like the give was to the up back. Short gain by, again, Gann.
Blake Bergerson on the tackle.
Conaghan on the...
Little difference in this series, of course. The first series was only 2 plays, but this series we've seen a lot of gives to that fullback on the initial dive. We have a timeout on end of the first quarter. Gives us a timeout and gives us a chance to catch our breath as well. And the Milford Spartans are leading 12-7. We're going to step aside and rejoin you for the second quarter. So we're back on the air on Granite Town Media. Kevin St. Onge along with Matt Stillwagon. Matt, appreciate you stepping in tonight. Our regular color commentator, Dennis Shepard, he, the president of the Booster Club, had a situation at work today that prevented him from joining us. So we appreciate you stepping in.
Thanks for having me.
The temperature here at Spartan Field, a very comfortable 55 degrees at game time. Unfortunately, however, we've got the early season problems here in the booth. The temperature differential is fogging up the glass and making it very difficult to see the players on the field. So bear with us as we search for numbers and names, particularly in the early season here. Spartans now give to, that looks like Zielinski. He's running hard to the right side.
A little bit of a gang tackle there.
Zielinski on the carry for the Spartans.
Just short of a first down.
Third and short for the Spartans. Ball is spotted at about the 26-yard line of the Cavaliers.
26-yard line. It'll be third down and 1 yard to go.
This is exactly the kind of series, though, that head coach Keith Jones would like to see. Pounded out football, wear the other team down, and the other team usually can't score if they don't have the ball. So here comes Charlie Erda under center. Barnhill in motion. Erda keeps it, looking to pitch, does so. Barnhill has some room on the left side, makes a move to the left sideline. That'll be a Spartan first down.
resulted in a long run.
Quinn Connors and Kyle Manley in the tackle. Kevin, I think if the Spartans could put together just maybe one pass right here, keep the Cavaliers on their toes.
That would be appropriate according to the book, but head coach Keith Jones does anything but go by the book. His book, rather, is to run the ball. It's a triple threat offense. The give to the fullback, the give to, or the keep by the quarterback, or the pitch to the pitch man halfback. Erda under center again. Here we go with Barnhill in motion. Erda rolling to the right, exactly contrary to what I said. He does tuck it and keep it. Runs out of bounds. It's gonna.
I thought we were going to get the pass. It looked like he was going to pass, but decided to keep the ball, and looks like he might have gotten a first down. No, just short.
That was a nice gain, though, bringing up a second down, and we'll call it 4. Again, you can look for the passing game from the Spartans all you want. You're not going to see it because as well as the Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers throw the ball, that's exactly how well the Spartans run the ball. Led the state in rushing a year ago. Actually led the division by almost 60 yards, 270 yards a game a year ago. New quarterback for the Spartans, sophomore Erda. The give is to Gann, short gain up the middle, Connor Gann.
Connor Gann on the carry up the middle.
78 on the tackle.
Connor Gann, a 70-pound, 5'10"
Gregory Duskin on the
junior.
Gregory Duskin on the tackle.
Gain of about 3 yards on the play. That
Short,
leaves the Spartans with a third down.
short
1 yard
distance to get a first down, 3rd and inches here.
just outside the 5-yard line.
Spartans running clock here. Not really concerned with clock. Want to possess the ball. Time of possession, something that Coach Jones likes to control when he can. Erda under center. Takes it himself, moves forward for maybe a yard or 2. That should pick up the first down inside the 5.
Keeper up the middle. The gain is good enough for a first down.
Gregory Duskin again on the tackle.
Milford Spartan first down as the clock is stopped on the field. Do we have a timeout? Oh, here we go. Oh, stopped on the first down, and it is winding now.
First and goal for the Spartans. The ball is on the 1-yard line.
Charlie Erda under center. His center, Drew Hodges, a 6'3", 235-pound senior. Zielinski on the carry, straight up the middle.
Powered through a couple tackles there. Number 78 again on the tackle.
Touchdown on the play, Caden Zielinski. Milford Spartans just content to run that ball, pound that ball. They believe that their offensive line will be able to wear down this Cavalier defensive line.
Caden Zielinski's a big kid. He's got some speed. They're going to have a hard time stopping him this year.
Junior Colin Gregg set to attempt the point after touchdown. Bobbled the snap. The ball is loose on the field. Gregg picked it up and is met by a host of Cavalier defenders. That play was faded from the beginning as
with 9 minutes and 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
I believe it was Trice Cody was unable to handle the snap from center. Gregg unable to put a boot on it. Busted play. Gregg tried to run for it. Score stands at 13-12 though. 9:06 remaining in the second quarter. Milford Spartans on top here on opening night on Granite Town Media at Spartan Field. And we're back here in the second quarter, 9:06 remaining, 13-12 is your score. Milford Spartans set to kick off. Colin Gregg about to step into it, deliver the ball, it looks like to Burgesson or Velez. Here comes the kick, it is away, nice end over end kick. Comes down at about the 10-yard line. Straight up the middle goes the Cavalier runner and is brought down eventually at about the 36-yard line.
41 on the tackle.
Colin Gregg's kickoff
Mike Lima.
was returned.
Freshman getting some time on the kickoff team.
Cavalier 36-yard line.
And here comes the Cavalier offense.
Mike Lima.
Quick strike offense of head coach Chris Lonis.
On the tackle, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers.
Hubert in the pistol, Burgesson in motion. Spins, the give is up the middle to, not sure, couldn't find the number. There's number 28.
Drew Hodges had him in the backfield.
Kyle Manley was the runner for the Cavaliers. Inside handoff was good for about 2 yards.
Gain of about 2 yards of the play, it'll be 2nd and 8.
The Spartan defense looking to slow down this high-flying Cavalier offense. The give is to Thermitis. He's looking to turn the left side corner, and he does so. Gets to the sideline. Met there by Caden Zielinski and Logan Barnhill.
Stopped by Caden Zielinski.
Those two juniors are linebackers are, carrying the load both on offense and defense, and they're hitting everybody. The real question is whether they can stay healthy for an entire season, well, a 4-game season for head coach Keith Jones. First down for this Cavalier offense. Pistol formation. Hubert claps, gives it to Thermitis, looking to stretch it out to the right side, running to the wide side of the field, turns the corner. He has one man to beat. Brought down after a nice long gain by Darian Kimball.
No flags on the play.
Play will stand, first down for the Cavaliers, and they're moving again very quickly. Not the way we expected them to. We expected to see them throw the ball a little bit, but when you have a running back like Marc-Andre Thermitis, I guess you don't have to throw the ball. Burgesson in the slot on the left side. Hubert in the pistol, to his left, Kyle Manley. Thermitis trotting back onto the field behind them in a tailback position. Oh, not Thermitis. That was a give to number 44.
Rory O'Connor with the stop in the backfield.
Warren on the carry for the Cavaliers. Met at the line of scrimmage, may have lost a half a yard or so.
Connor Graham. Loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Cavaliers.
Burgesson in motion.
Whoa.
Hubert can't handle the snap. He has to go back to field it, and he is touched down at the 35-yard line.
Covered.
Big loss there.
Keith Hubert unable to handle the snap, loses
I think I lost about 15 yards there.
About 15 yards on the play. Cavaliers back on the line of scrimmage, though, ready to run yet another play with no time in a huddle at all.
3rd and 25.
Hubert back to pass, throwing to the near sideline, intended for Burgesson, and Burgesson somehow comes down with it. Both he and Erda had their hands on it. The senior, though, Blake Burgesson, wrestles it away from sophomore Charlie Erda.
Milford had 2 defenders on that play. I don't know how we didn't get that ball.
So, although it was a completion, it brings up 4th down and 15 for the Cavaliers.
Looks like they're...
Ball's on the Spartan 25-yard line.
Can't tell if they're going to be punting here or not. They're going to be passing.
Grinowitz is the new quarterback in. He's looking downfield, center of the field. That's knocked down by Erda. That 4th down play nets nothing. The Spartans will take over on downs.
Smart play to knock it down.
Pass intended for Blake Bergeron.
Head coach Chris Lona switched his quarterbacks up on that play. Hubert had been running the offense to this point. He sends in Granite for that pass attempt.
That now gives the Spartans a first down and 10 yards to go. Ball is on their
Drew
own
Granite's one of a
25-yard line.
triumvirate of quarterbacks.
First and 10,
He is a senior
Spartans.
on this Cavalier team. So Milford takes over on downs 13-12 at the 5:52 mark of the second quarter. Santos switches from the left to the right side. Little jet sweep action. It looks like to Zielinski. Zielinski running hard, picks up a first down, moves the chains. Ball moves out to the Spartan 44-yard line.
Caden Zielinski on the carry for the
Where are we at?
Spartans.
42-yard line.
Blake
Quinn
Bergerson on the
Connors
tackle,
for the
along with Quinn
Cavaliers.
Connors.
Nope.
The gain was out to
Ball
the
got moved
Spartan
back a little bit.
39-yard
39-yard line
First
of the
down.
Milford Spartans, but a nice
It'll be
hard
first and
run
10 Spartans.
by junior Caden Zielinski. First and 10, 5:31 to play. Second quarter. Tight formation. Kimball split a little to the left. Barnhill in motion. Erda kept the ball, did not give to the dive man what was on, but Cavaliers sniffed that out and were able to knock him down with no gain on the play. That brings up second down and 10.
Dylan Brown with the tackle for the Cavaliers.
Spartans huddling up, giving us a little pause here in the action, but here they come. Big Drew Hodges over the ball. Center for the Spartans. Erda ready to take the snap. Zielinski in motion. The give is to the up back. That's Gam. Gam has a short gain.
Gam on the carry.
Quinn Connors again on the tackle.
Quentin Connors
Bring up third and about 8.
Gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Spartans cross their 40-yard line.
Outside of the Spartan 40-yard line, what'll be third down and 8 yards to go.
Beautiful night for football here in southern New Hampshire as we are getting the Milford Spartan football season underway. Opening night here at Spartan Stadium. A very comfortable 55 degrees for your spectators. If you're enjoying the action here on Granite Town Media, Milford Spartan hold a 1-point lead with a timeout on the field. Milford take a timeout. We're going to step aside. We'll be back for the final 3:49 of the second quarter.
Okay, the ball is on just outside the Spartan 40-yard line where it'll be...
After that Spartan timeout, the Milford Spartans are back under center. 3rd and 8. Erda keeps it, now pitches. Barnhill can't hold it, though. Ball's on the ground. The question is who's going to come up with it. Looks like the Cavaliers. Cavaliers come up with it on the Spartan 45-yard line. That turnover is going to give the Cavaliers a very short field.
And it looks looks like
Connor Warren on the recovery.
The nuances of this flexbone offense require very precise reads by the quarterback. And as a sophomore, although he ran it as a freshman in the JV games last year, it's a different pace of play at the varsity level. And Charlie Erda is going to learn that as he goes here. Cavaliers take over here, first down and 10 on the 45. 3:37 to play. Milford Spartans' defense needs to stiffen up. Granite hands the ball up the middle.
Going back to that turnover, the ball was juggled from the quarterback to the running back, and Milford just didn't have control of the ball from the start.
Ball carrier was Marc-Andre Thermitis. Short gain, second down and 9.5.
Along 9 for the Cavaliers.
Ball at the Spartan 44-yard line. Grinowitz in at quarterback. He fakes the pitch, turns around, throws a screen pass to Blake Burgesson, who's reversing his field. Short gain, though. Very interesting play design. They brought Blake Burgesson, really an all-state caliber wide receiver, into the flat area. Looked really kind of a screen action. Burgesson had made up his mind. He wanted to try to cross the, crisscross the
the heart of the defense there.
Exactly.
They went to the outside. It looked like there was going to be a lot of room to run.
We have a timeout on the field as head coach Chris Lonis wants to talk about things. Third down and 8 when we come back. And we're back at Spartan Field, 2:31 remaining in the second quarter. Your score is 13-12. The Spartans are up by 1. Following this timeout, Drew Grinowitz in at quarterback for the Cavaliers. He takes the snap, looking to throw the ball, does so into the flat.
It's a first down.
First down for the Cavaliers.
Drew Grinowitz is the quarterback.
Darian Kimball defending the receiver. That pass caught by number 30 for the Cavaliers, Jack Delaney.
Jack Delaney was the receiver on that play.
Moves the chains for the Cavaliers, and they are ready to play another down.
It'll be first and 10
Grinowitz comes in and starts to throw the ball all over the field, just like last year. Sander Wimmer. Backfield is the pitch in the backfield is to Thermitis.
Another gang tackle there.
Falls forward, maybe picks up half a yard, barely moves the down marker.
Very short gain on the play.
And we're under 2 minutes to play in the first half.
For the Cavaliers.
Spread formation for the Cavaliers. Grinowitz passes over to Delaney again. Delaney along the sideline, jukes one man, is brought down by a host of Spartan defenders.
To Jack Delaney was complete.
Poor tackling there. And again, the receiver running back to the ball to catch.
Trying to get that separation, though, from the defender. That brings up third down and 3.5, maybe 4.
It'll be 3rd and 4.
Grinowitz gives it to Thermitis. Thermitis looking to turn the corner on the left side. Picks up the first down. Pushed out of bounds
Thermitis
by
on the carry for the Cavaliers. Gain is good enough for a first down.
Kimball. Kimball and
Kimball
Daly
and Daly on the
combined to
stop
push
for the
him out of
Spartans.
bounds, but not before he picks up a first down. 1st and 10, Cavaliers marching this ball here, late stages of the first half.
And Milford front line looks winded.
The ball is inside
Conditioning
the Spartan
always a
20,
question
it's
early
1st
in
and
any
10 for the
season.
Cavaliers.
Granowitz can't handle
fumble.
the snap, fumbled
The
in the
snap was
backfield.
fumbled.
Thermitis picks it up after a big loss.
Thermitis
Big
picked it up.
loss back to the
Tackled behind the
26-yard
of
line.
scrimmage
Noah
for a big
Santos
loss
on the
by
tackle.
Spartans.
Spartan Noah Santos apparently was in on that tackle. And we have a stoppage in play here at the 54-second mark. Timeout called by Hollis.
Hollis has called timeout.
That gives us a chance to talk a little bit about what this season means to these players. Not unable to
Noah
start in the
Santos
normal
of the
course,
Spartans
unable
was
to
in
have
on the
summer
tackle
training, team training, double sessions,
the
and
line
so
of
forth in August per usual. Has to affect the conditioning at this point in the year. Students come back to school and did the best they could with practice time and so forth, but very limited ability to really get the conditioning in place.
The Cavaliers
Coaches
will
wanted
have
to get
a
the players on the
second down,
fields and run the
20
plays,
yards to
so
go
something has to
from
be
just outside
sacrificed.
the Spartan
I
25
talked to a couple of the
yard
players before the game, and kids are really excited to play tonight.
So we have 2nd down and 20 when the Spartan defense takes the field. Here they come. I'm sure head coach Keith Jones would love nothing more than to go into halftime with this 1-point lead. Spread offensive formation for the Cavaliers. Granowitz looking to the right side, now comes back left, lofts it into the end zone. It is broken up.
Intercepted.
Now it's bobbled,
Oh.
and it is dropped. Ultimately, Burgesson looking to go over, I think it was Kimball and Erda.
Quarterback took a shot on that play.
Caden Zielinski broke up that pass.
So a very dangerous play for the Spartans. It was either going to
That
come down
leaves
in
the
the end zone
Cavaliers
or the
with a
1 yard
3rd
line.
and 20 from just outside the Spartan 25-yard line.
This is the type of offense we expected to see from the Cavaliers. This is the type of offense they rode to the state championship a year ago in Durham. Granowitz looking to the right side, throwing to the right side. Pass is caught. No, it
in
is
the hands and out.
In and out of the
Granite's
hands.
pass intended for Jack
Delaney
was
unable to hold
not
on to it.
complete.
Pass was defended by number 5, Christian Waller of the
Christian
Patriots,
Waller
5'8",
defended on the
160-pound junior.
That leaves the Cavaliers with a 4th
Was able to
and
break
20
that up and in 4-down
from just
territory.
outside
They're
the
not gonna
Spartan
kick a field goal here.
25-yard line.
Be a long field goal there, Matt. I know you could probably make it.
No. We'd be looking at about a
40
yarder.
yard, yep. Thermitis stretching it out to the right side, turns the corner, gains the sideline,
Oh, no.
dragged
Horse
down from
collar.
behind
There's
by,
the flag.
looks like dragged down from behind by Waller, but the flags
Thermitis
come
on the
in. Laundry
carry,
is on the
tackled by
field. We're going to have to
Christian
sort
Waller.
this one out.
But there is a flag on the play.
We're going to sort this one out. We're going to listen to the dulcet tones of Spartan public address announcer Steve Martin. The officials talking on the sideline. I don't think there's any question what this call is going to be. Cavaliers staying on the field, staying in formation, trips to the left. Importantly, though, officials need to spot the ball and let us know about the penalty.
That's a 15-yard penalty, isn't it?
Horse collar is the call.
Half the distance to the goal.
Penalty against the Spartans is a horse collar tackle.
Officials marching
It'll
the
be half
yardage
the distance
off.
to the
Still
goal.
4th down, but
Looks like it's a 4th and 1.
the officials are now talking about the down marker and whether it's an automatic first down or not. It's on the board. It's still showing as 4th down.
It's a big call here. It's like about the 6-yard line.
4th and 2. 4th and 2. Ball appears to be spotted just
After
outside the
penalty,
5-yard
Cavaliers
line.
have a 4th down, 2 yards to go
Still a lot of conversation. Head coach Chris Lonis wants an
Inside the
explanation
Spartan
from the
10-yard line.
referee. He gets it. Doesn't look like he's too happy with it, though. Trips formation to the left. A lot of field to the left side, the Spartan sideline here. We have another whistle blowing the play dead.
Oh, timeout.
Timeout on the field.
Big play, 30 seconds left.
And timeout has been called on the field.
It's not clear to me who called that timeout, but we're going to step away and come back for this all-important fourth down play when we return.
Well, Milford has called time.
Let's set the scene for you here at Spartan Field. 31 seconds remaining in the first half of play. 13-12 is your score. Ball is spotted at the Spartan, call it the 6-yard line, it appears. Fourth down play coming, 4th and 1. Spread formation by the Cavaliers.
6-yard line.
Granite is the quarterback for the Cavaliers. He takes the snap. The pitch is to Thermitis. Thermitis cuts it up, spins inside. Ball on the floor. Ball is recovered, however, it appears.
Looks like yeah, Cavaliers have the ball. Did he get a first down?
It appears that the Cavaliers recovered, and then, of course, the spot is going to be so important.
The officials look at the spot.
Might have gotten the first down.
Logan Barnhill, I'm sorry, Matt. Logan Barnhill indicating he thinks it's the Spartan ball.
On the stop for the Spartans.
I think they're going to be short. Going to measure.
So it appears the Cavaliers recovered. Now the question is whether they gained.
Well, they must have recovered.
Hollis recovers. The question now is the spot of the ball and whether it's a first down. 22.9 seconds remaining in what was a very fast-moving first half and is now kind of slowed down a little bit.
There was a fumble on that play, but the Cavaliers did recover their fumble.
Importantly and unfortunately, the concession stand is not open this evening. And the Cavaliers came up short, so the Milford Spartans take over on downs.
Huge stop for Milford right there.
Big defensive stand for the Spartans after turning it over to the Cavaliers, giving the ball to the Cavaliers with an opportunity for the Spartans to go down and take a much more commanding lead in the first half. If they had given up that touchdown, they go into halftime down. But at this point, Milford Spartans look to go into the second half, or at least halftime, with a 1-point lead. The real question now, Matt, does Keith Jones run a play here to try to score late, or is he just going to sit on it?
He's got the back deep, so he's just going to down it right here.
Yeah, they're in the victory formation, and they're just going to down it and go into halftime content to have a 1-point lead. We're so happy you can join us here on Granite Town Media as we start the 2020 football season, coronavirus style, a little bit late, a little bit winded, but we're happy you're with us. We'll see you at halftime in just a few.
Please welcome to the field, under the direction of band director Eric Burnett, drill instructor Manny Mendez, color guard instructor Jordana McGuire, and percussion instructor Andy Loiker, led on the field by drum major Adriana George. The marching Spartans invite you to hop on our DeLorean and travel back in time with them to the 80s and 90s with their rendition of Any Way You Want It by Journey and I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. Here are your 2020 marching Spartans.
You don't want to do that. Yes, I do.
Probably was staring up the other day. Your wife agreed with it.
I'm just going to start. You want to do it? Yep.
I'll call them out, yeah. So now we're going to recognize our band seniors and color guard seniors. We're first going to start with Andrea Dupont-Goulet with her mother, Jamie, father and stepmother, Charles and Samantha. Next we have Hannah Jelinas with her father, Kenny, and mother, Rebecca. Next we have Samantha Knowles with her father, Scott, and mother, Michelle. And lastly, we have Darian Smith with his father, Darren, and his grandparents, Michael and Susan.
Good evening, everybody. I'm here to announce our 2021 senior cheerleaders. First up is Victoria Rochette, her parents Aaron and Andrea Rochette. Next up, my daughter, Caitlin Lacasse, her father, Ronald and Kelly Lacasse.
First of all, let me just say thank you for coming under these crazy circumstances. It's been a heck of a ride here the last couple months, and it's pretty exciting that these kids get out here and have the chance to play football and perform cheers and play in the band. Didn't look like that was going to happen. I just want to say thank you for all your support and everything that you guys do for this program. First, Brian Foster with parents Melissa Coombs and Kenny Foster. Drew Hodges with mother Christine and father Donald Hodges. Jordan Post with Catherine and Matthew Post. Gary and Kimball with Viola and Larry Kimball. Noah Santos with Carrie and John Santos. Rory O'Connor with Susan Wright and Ross O'Connor and Philip Wright and Holly Horton. It's a crew. It takes a village. Owen Marbles with Tara Marble and George Marble. Liam Daly with Louise Daly and Michael Daly. Last but certainly not least, the inspirational leader of this group of misfits, Jack Monahan with Terry Hayward and Sean Monahan. Again, thank you all so much for your support. Hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
Yeah, they did them first. I mean, it looks like they
It's halftime here at Spartan Field, where the Milford Spartans are playing host to last year's Division II state champion Cavaliers of Hollis-Brookline High School. Before the game, we had an opportunity to catch up with both head coaches to talk about this most unusual season and tonight's ball game. Friday Night Lights, we're finally at it, Coach. Keith Jones of the Milford Spartans. It's 2020 football season opening night. It took a long and winding road to get here. What are your thoughts on the upcoming season?
Well, one, I got a sweatshirt on opening night. Usually I've dropped about 8 pounds of sweat by now. So it's a little different feel. I'm really happy for the kids that were finally getting out here and playing. You know, not having a game last week and having that long preseason with no scrimmages, certainly been a challenge. But just excited to be out here, you know. It's a crazy world we live in right now, and, you know, unlike a lot of states, we have the opportunity to play some football, so make the best of it, have a good time, and see what happens.
You mentioned that you did not have a game last week, which was opening night for most other teams in the division. This Hollis-Brookline Cavalier team won the state championship a year ago, but they did have a game last week. They went to Sauhegan and lost 20-0, which is very surprising for a Coach Lona's coach team because they usually run a wide open offense, scored a lot of points last year. What are your thoughts on the advantages or disadvantages of not having a game last week?
Well, everybody was in the same boat last week. Nobody had scrimmages. It was a blind date. You didn't have anything to scout on. You know, and you know, and Sauhegan was bringing back a lot of kids from a year ago. Hollis is much like us. The meat of their offense and defense graduated. So, you know, both were going to be in like a rebuilding year. So, you know, Sauhegan definitely had the advantage last week. Now they have Hollis has the advantage on us this week. They've played. They've been able to go back now and fix some mistakes. We're not sure what our mistakes are yet, so
We'll find them out tonight.
We'll find them out quick.
Coach, the more things change, the more they remain the same sometimes. There's been an Erda at quarterback for you for a couple of years, and I guess tonight's no different. Tell us a little bit about your quarterbacks.
Charlie Erda gets the nod. He's a sophomore. He's the fourth Erda quarterback. Bill Harrison started playing for us way back, I want to say in freshman year was maybe like 2009. So right now we're on year 11, 12 of, you know, Erda Magic. So, but this is it. So we got Charlie for 3 years here, and he's ready, and I think he's going to do a great job.
Going to pick up the nuances of this flexbone offense.
He's going to try.
Coach, good luck not only tonight but throughout the rest of the season.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Joining me now at halftime is the head coach of the defending state champion, Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers, Coach Chris Lonas. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Already opened the season, so Coach, you've got one game under your belt. How much of an advantage do you think that gives you in, you know, what is the opening night for the Spartans here at Milford High School?
Zero. We played like crap. Pardon my French, but it was horrible. You know, and you know, not having any competition going into your first game.
Tough. No scrimmages.
No scrimmages. Not enough kids to be able to do an inter-squad scrimmage, so it makes everything tougher. You know, everything that we're doing this year, we're winging it. Some of the stuff, you know, just the practice schedules are different. You know, when we started, it's different. Everything is different this year. So going into the first game, we didn't know we didn't have any idea what to expect, and not having competition and having to find a brand new quarterback. That's a tough thing.
3 quarterbacks took snaps for you last week. Have you settled on one yet, or are we going to see a couple?
Might see 5 tonight. Who knows? I don't know.
Are you going to take some snaps, Coach?
No, you won't see me under center, that's for sure.
So offense last year was not the problem at all. I mean, you guys put up, you know, video game numbers on offense, but your defense this year, pretty solid against a really tough Sabre team.
Yeah, they played well. They played pretty good considering we were still down a few kids that didn't play in the game. So we were, conditioning wasn't there. And that's part of this whole process. Kids losing winter, losing spring, losing part of their summer. You know, going into that game, that was our biggest concern. We didn't know where we were going to be conditioning. Kids were cramping up, kids were tired, you know, and that's to be expected week 1. In a normal year, it was even more this year. So it's been a focus, but practice time has changed this year too, so you got to try to find that balance of getting conditioned and getting your team ready for the next game.
Now, last year you opened your season with a loss here at Spartan Stadium, 35-21, opened your season, but then you ran off 7 of 8 wins in a row en route to a state championship. You worked some magic, Coach. Got any magic in that tank again this year?
It's up to the kids. You know, at the end of the day, all I did was stand on the sidelines and look good, you know, because they made me look good. You know, that was it. They're the ones that did it. At the end of the day, I've always said this: coaches lose games, kids win them. You know, so when we won those games, it was because of them. The games we lost, it was because of me.
Coach, congratulations on a great season last year, but here we are in 2020. It's a new one all over again. Look forward to seeing you down the road.
Thank you. What we did last year don't matter.
Granite Town Media is back here at Milford Spartan Field. Kevin St. Onge along with Matt Stillwagon. bringing you opening night of Milford Spartan Football 2020 NHI AA Division II home opener for the Spartans. The Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers, last year's defending state champion, comes into Spartan Field, puts up 12 points in the first half. Milford Spartans just a little bit better, 13 points. 13-12 is your score at halftime. Here on senior night as well.
Spartans going to start off with the ball. They're going to receive, be on offense. It's going to be good to see if they have a little energy to start the half off.
A little contrast in offensive styles by the Cavaliers. First quarter, they ran the ball. Ran it successfully, I might add, behind the legs of Marc-Andre Thermitis. Second quarter, though, especially in the later stages, they bring in a new quarterback, Granite, and he started throwing the ball all over the field. They didn't score with Granite on the field, but they opened up their offense, and you know, the Spartans were able to bend but not break.
Couple screen passes. Would you call those screen passes where he's out to the side, he's screening in?
Or or just a flat pass, just out to the flat, sure.
The longer pass is not so successful. Almost a couple interceptions, drop balls, balls batted down.
And Matt, you noted both teams, especially the linemen, were dragging tail late stages of the first quarter, early stages of the second quarter. Seemed to have gotten their second wind as we moved along, but not surprising that that's the case here. It's October 2nd, but these players did not have a normal preseason. They certainly didn't have any scrimmages. Milford Spartans, this is their first live hitting action, so the conditioning concerns that both coaches had for their teams clearly in evidence in the first half.
Yeah, the core players on both sides of the field for both teams. I mean, you got a handful of players that are playing every play.
This is New Hampshire high school football, right? So your top talent is going to play both ways.
I think you're going to see whichever team has those players in the best condition. That's going to be the team that's going to take control.
So senior night here, the Milford Spartans recognized 9 seniors at halftime, as well, not only on the football team, but also on the cheer team as well. Their parents and players being recognized by their respective coaches.
The football team is scheduled to play at Crofstown on Monday.
Despite the crowd limitations and restrictions due to the coronavirus, actually a pretty good-sized crowd of family members. My understanding is each player was limited to 2 tickets per family for the game, which puts a premium, of course, on spectatorship here on Granite Town Media, where the game is being live streamed on Facebook and will be rebroadcast Monday night at 7 o'clock.
Do you know, were there any scalpers in the parking lot trying to sell tickets before this game?
I get in free, so I'm not too concerned with scalpers myself. But here we go with the second half. Here come the Cavaliers set to kick off. Back deep for the Milford Spartans, number 4 senior Darian Kimball. Cavaliers using multiple different kickers in the first half, but number 50 is Aiden Defoe, looks to kick off here in the second half. We're still running the clock down on the halftime. We're under 30 seconds. Getting ready for the second half of play on opening night here at Spartan Field. Halftime clock has expired. We've got 12 minutes on the clock now for this third quarter. Aiden Defoe ready to step into his kickoff. Back deep, Darian Kimball. And we're underway in the second half of play. Nice end-over-end kick to the left side. Kimball fields it cleanly at about the 15-yard line. Straight up this up the hash mark, where he's met by a host of Cavaliers. He hasn't gone down yet.
He's still going forward.
Ball is moved out to the 30-yard line, where Kimball is taken down, and we have our first offensive series of the second half. Milford Spartans with the ball, 1st and 10. Ball is at the 30-yard line.
Darian Kimball's kick was fielded by Darian Kimball. Ball was returned to the Spartan 30-yard line. Where
sophomore quarterback Charlie Erda trots out to his huddle with a 1-point lead and an entire second half to build on some of the good things that they did in the first half and try to stay away from the penalties, try to stay away from the fumbles. Santos switches from the left side to the right side. Erda turns.
Ooh, stopped in the backfield by number 4.
The give was to Trice Cody.
Off to Darian Kimball. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about a yard.
I had Trice Cody on that carry. I'm not sure. Maybe I have that wrong. Loss of about half a yard on the play brings up 2nd and 10 and a half. Cody comes out. Barnhill comes back in with the play call for Erda. Spartans have not put the ball in the air at all tonight, despite your suggestion they do so late in the first quarter. Kimball comes wide to the right, near side right. Fumble on the play, and it looks like the Cavaliers have come up with it. Not sure that the dive back, Gann, ever had the ball. That exchange between the quarterback and the dive back is so important to the effectiveness of this offense. It's the first read, and it's really a preset read at the line of scrimmage as to whether he's going to give the ball to the dive back or not. As such, there really shouldn't be a problem with sticking it in there and then pulling it back, because quarterback should know with a pre-snap read whether he's going to the fullback or not. In that case, not a good exchange, and the Spartans are on defense.
Quinn Connors with the recovery and then snaps the ball.
Hubert back on in a quarterback, gives to Thermitis. Thermitis with a long run, still going, and he's going to score.
Flag
the
on
real
the play.
Question is, what's the penalty on the play?
I think we're going to come back.
Touchdown pending administration of the penalty. Holding call is on the Cavaliers. That's going to bring the ball back. Milford Spartans dodge a bullet here. In the early stages of the second half, Marc-Andre Thermitis just juking his way down the right sideline. So it looks like head coach Chris Lonis is going back to the run here in the second half with Hubert at quarterback. And the first play from scrimmage, of course, to Thermitis. Ball's going to be marched back to the Spartan 42-yard line, where it'll be first and a whole bunch, 20 yards.
It'll be first and 20.
Hubert
Cavaliers.
in the pistol. Burgesson in motion. The give is to Thermitis, left side. Picks his way, still moving, dragged down by Erda, but not before he picks up about 15 yards. Not going to move the chains, but it got a whole bunch of that penalty back.
Good gain on the play.
Broken tackles on that play.
And we're back into the fast-paced offense of the Cavaliers. Hubert takes the snap. He does drop back, throws it out to Delaney. Delaney coming back across the field, now running straight up the middle, and he is tackled there by Kimball. But that's going to move the chains, picks up a first down for Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers.
Spartans on the heels.
And we're back into a track meet here at Spartan Field. Hubert looking to the sideline for the play call.
Ferguson on that completion.
Now has it, shifts his formation.
First and 10.
Flanked by Manley and Thermite, Manley at least. The give is to Manley, off tackle to the right. It's brought down by the left side of the Spartan defensive line.
Stop was by the Spartan defensive
It's like Drew Hodges on the tackle.
Gain of about 3 yards.
Velez to the near side. Hubert gives to Thermitis, inside handoff. Nice stack up tackle by the Spartans.
Stopped by the Spartan defensive
It'll bring up a
line.
third down here, third and a long 6 perhaps.
Basically, no gain on the play.
Velez stays to the near side. Got a lot of space, one man to beat. Looks like he's done it. Now trying to reverse his field. That gives the Spartans a chance to catch up to him, but not before he goes from the 31 all the way to the Spartan 32, 33. Big gain by the Cavaliers, showing their quick strike capabilities, not through the air this time, but on the legs of Marc-Andre Thermitis.
Logan Barnhill on the stop.
Granite gives it to Thermitis again. Flag on the play. We'll have to see what that is.
2
But
many players
Thermitis
on the field.
Thermitis running hard, may have a first down, but we're going to have to sort out the flag first.
Quick snap there by the Cavaliers, caught Milford Spartans with too many players on their side.
Officials are sorting this one out again. At the 10:06 mark of the fourth quarter, 26-18 is your score.
I don't know if they can snap the ball without the defense getting their substitutions in like that.
Penalty decline brings up 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. Granite pitches to Thermitis. He cuts up to the inside the left tackle.
Thermitis on the carry, and again tackled.
Met by Graham and
3 Milford players on the tackle there.
Several other Milford players, including number 69, Ben Kilgore.
Cavaliers are really pushing the pace of the game right now.
Spartans hustling substitutes in and on and off the field. Burgesson in the slot to the right side. Grinowitz getting the play call from the sideline. Manley to his right. Thermitis behind him. Burgesson in motion. The give is to Manley, picking his way along the left side of the line, and he's brought down with a short gain.
The short field defense of Milford has been tough tonight.
Cavaliers, very short gain on the play.
The 9:10 mark of the fourth quarter sees us with the Cavaliers driving, taking their time now on this particular play call. Oh, have a coach on the field, maybe a player down.
There is an official timeout on the field.
Can't see who the player was that was shaken up on the play. While they're tending to the player, that gives us a chance to thank sponsors of Milford Spartan football from 2019, Contemporary Chrysler Dodge, Gurney's Automotive, the Johnson family, Tewksbury Wealth Management, Dunkin' Donuts, Coco Realty. We'll get to the rest of the list. We're thanking those folks that sponsored Milford Spartan football a year ago. With COVID, everything is really kind of shaken up, including sponsorships this year. Grinowitz gives to Thermitis. Thermitis moving to the left side, still running along the sideline before he's forced out of bounds by a host of Spartan defenders.
It's first down.
First down by the Cavaliers, moves the chains. Again, given the condition of the field, kind of hard to determine from this vantage point what yard line they're on. They look to be at about the 15.
I think they're on the 10-yard line, it looks like.
10-yard line, 10-yard line, exactly right. Cavaliers knocking on the door. Little confusion in the backfield for the Cavaliers. Grinowitz going to keep it.
Keeper.
So far, he's has not been successful running the ball. He seems to be much better handing it off or dropping back and passing. Grinowitz loses a yard or two on the play. 2nd and goal.
Kane Zielinski on the tackle for the Spartans.
Burgesson and Delaney to the right side. Thermitis takes the handoff and is running hard up the middle, met by Logan Barnhill, Ben Kilgore, and a host of defenders. Falls forward for a gain of about 4.
Looks like the game was back to the original line of scrimmage, the 9-yard line. So it'll be third and goal from the 9.
Grinowitz to Thermitis, a steady diet of Marc-Andre Thermitis. He's corralled in the backfield. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Again on the carry, and again tackled by several Spartan defenders.
Big play here, 4th and goal.
7:34 remaining in the game. Spartans up 26-18. 4th and goal for the Cavaliers. They've been running effectively. Have the big play here and there from Thermitis. Burgesson in motion. Grinowitz back to pass, looking to the right side in the end zone. Delaney catches the ball for a touchdown.
No flags on the play.
No flags on the play means the Cavaliers are closing this gap. 2-point differential here pending this extra point attempt. And as we've seen all night tonight, the Cavaliers are going for the 2. 26-24 is your score. As we said just a few moments ago, really big play for the Spartan defense. Delaney comes back to his slot formation, the split end formation for the Cavaliers. Burgesson in the slot. Grinowitz takes the snap, gives to Thermitis. Thermitis stopped in the backfield. The question is whether he stepped out.
Oh,
he's still going. The officials have whistled the play dead. The officials stopped the play. Forward motion was stopped. The officials killed the play. That keeps the Cavaliers from tying up this ball game. Milford Spartans still have a 2-point lead at the 7:16 mark of the fourth quarter.
I like the call, though. They spread out, looked like they're going to pass, and they gave it to Thermitis with an open middle, and Milford stood their ground.
Milford snuffed out that extra point attempt by the Cavaliers. And with 7:16 remaining, if I know head coach Keith Jones, he would love nothing more than to take this kickoff with good field position and run it effectively, but use a lot of clock. His triple threat offense, really built for running, really built for milking clock, and he would prefer to win a game 7-0. That's obviously not the case tonight. Both teams actually, putting up some points and showing some effectiveness in the run game. Cavaliers clearly well ahead of the Spartans in the passing game.
26-24. It feels like there's been more than points scored than that.
I really like what I'm seeing from the senior quarterback, Drew Grinowitz, who played last year behind All-State quarterback Xander Wimmer. Clearly watched what Wimmer was doing and learned something along the way because he's playing with a lot of confidence. Milford Spartans take the field for this all-important kick return. Back deep for the Spartans, Kimball and Waller. I think we have to hold on to our hats here for the final 7 minutes of this ball game. It's going to be interesting. Aiden Defoe set to kick off for the Cavaliers. Angles it towards Waller. Waller fields it at about the goal line, and he's running hard on the right sideline. Flag on the play. Waller gets it out to about the 26-yard line. We have to sort out the flag, though. Had a fairly penalty-free game in the first half, but a lot of laundry here in the second half.
Isaiah Velez on that tackle.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
Milford Spartans will take over on offense. The question is, what was the penalty and where will they start from?
Usually a holding on the kick receiving team here.
Penalty was on the Spartans, hold on the kickoff return team. That'll set them back.
That is a big penalty.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. It just makes the field a little bit longer for this grinded out style of offense the Spartans want to play. If you can grind it out and run the ball, it just gives you that much more territory to run clock here.
15-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
So the Spartans with 7:09 to play, looking to move the ball, run some clock. Erda under center. Barnhill in motion. He takes the handoff around the left side and fights forward for a nice gain of about 8 yards.
Want those running backs to be careful with the ball at this point. Turnover here would be tough to take.
2nd down and a short 2. Maybe 1.5.
That leaves the Spartans with a 2nd down and a long 1 yard to go.
I love it when our public address announcer uses some of my cliches. Some of my sayings. Erda gives it to the second man, Zielinski. He spins in the in traffic and falls forward for maybe a yard.
Should be a 1st down. They're moving the chains.
That spin is the spin move is what allowed him to gain that yard and move the chains. Clock is running for the Spartans. They're content to take their time in their huddle. It'll be interesting to see whether head coach Keith Jones gives his sophomore quarterback the green light to run his pitch option, or if we're going to continue with predetermined dive plays. The give is to Barnhill. Barnhill turns the left corner, and Barnhill's got a lot of room. He's running free on the left sideline.
There's a
He's
flag
going to be
down.
tracked down on that sideline by a couple of Cavaliers. Flag back at the 40-yard line, however.
I think there was an illegal block in the back by Milford.
I didn't see that. I didn't see the block, but we'll have to wait for the officials to let us know. Big, long gain by Logan Barnhill. Heck of an effort, though, by the Cavalier defense to run him down and not give up on the play.
Looks like they're walking back.
Ball is definitely coming back. Flag is dropped out about the Spartan 38-yard line.
And the penalty is holding against the Spartans.
So we're hoping to have replay capability next year. We're talking to Granite Town media manager Chris Gentry about adding that to our repertoire and our tools. It would give us a chance to see the play and actually, grade the officials on their calls. But this holding penalty brings a great run by Logan Barnhill back, where they're going to take over, where they'll continue rather at the 27-yard line. First and 8.
So it looks like the penalty is it's marked off from where the hold took place, so it's still a first down and 8.
Santos moves from the right to the left. Somebody moved along the right side of the Spartan offensive line. So unfortunately now we've hit the penalty woes here in the middle stages of the fourth quarter. Again, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. The good news is this is running some time off the clock for the Spartans with nursing a 2-point lead. You live dangerously with that though, because you still need to move the chains and keep that clock running. 4th and 11 now. First and 13.
First and
13. 1st and 11. We changed it on the board. I'm confusing everybody in the booth tonight.
We've moved the clock about a minute, but we haven't moved the ball anywhere on the field.
Santos again resets. Erda under center. He keeps it rolling to the right side, and he is looking to move down to the right sideline, and he's doing so. And he's pushed out of bounds. Oh, flag comes in from the early flag and late flag. This is going to be an interesting conversation. The second flag likely against the Cavaliers. The first flag comes in that area where it may be holding.
Looks like they're pointing at Milford.
Little sloppy play by the Spartans. If that's the case, we've had a series of penalties that are keeping the Spartans from really moving the ball. They've broken their runs free, but good runs, good play results just keep coming back.
The penalty is against the Spartans.
Spartans pick up that penalty. Ball is now spotted at the 30-yard line.
It's still first down. First down and 13.
No, first and I'm going to correct you there, Matt. If we look at the sticks, it's first and about 6. We've been on first down 4 plays in a row here. Couldn't see the magician, Charlie Erda. Looks like he gave it to the up-back, Logan Barnhill, who falls forward for about a yard.
Adam Slater on the tackle.
Bring up a third down, 3rd and probably 5 here. Clock continues to run. 4th, 28 mark.
30-yard line.
2nd and 6 on the board. 2nd and 6 on the sticks. Drew Hodges bringing his line mates out to the ball. Darian Kimball near side left. Zielinski in motion. Second man through the hole. He is stopped in the backfield though. Actually, it looks like Erda kept that ball, and he has probably about a 2-yard loss on that play.
Adam Slater was in the backfield and almost caused a fumble on that transfer.
Yep.
2 yards on the play.
Erda comes to the sideline to talk to his head coach, get the play call.
3rd and 8.
3rd and 8 is the down and distance. Clock continues to run, 3:35. Big 3rd down play here for the Spartans.
We haven't seen any punts tonight, have
I've
we?
not seen a single punt all night tonight. I don't think this is 4th down territory, although that could be one of the gutsiest calls you'll see here in the early going. Kimball near sideline. The give is to Barnhill. Barnhill picks up the 1st down, running off tackle left.
That's going to be close. I'm not sure.
Another 1st down for the Spartans.
Well, that's a big play right there.
That's a huge 3rd down play to pick up that 1st. That's going to keep the clock rolling here. Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, they have a 4th down mark there.
Oh, he didn't make it. Looked like he had it from my vantage point. Now here's the call that you have to make. If you're the head coach, state champion caliber head coach Keith Jones, looks like he's keeping his offense on the field. Gutsy call coming up by the Milford Spartans as Erda trots out to his huddle. 4th and 1 at the 2:30 mark. Pick up this 1st down. You can probably ice this game away. Don't pick up the 1st down. This is still in doubt. Kimball, near side.
Run his clock down and call a timeout.
Timeout is being called before the 2-minute warning, called by the Cavaliers. So at the 2:21 mark, 26-24 is your score. Big 4th down play upcoming. We're going to step aside, bring it back, and see how this game turns out on this next play.
Surprised they called the timeout so quickly.
All right, we went into that timeout a little awkwardly, but we're coming into this next play with a little confidence here. 2:21 is the game clock. 2-point lead for the Spartans. 4th and 1 in Spartan territory. The give is to Zielinski up the middle. Looks like he's picked up the 1st down. Players on both teams are pointing both ways. We're going to have to wait for the officials to determine the spot. Both players are still pointing in the opposite direction. Biggest play of the game here right now.
They're going to need to measure this.
And it looks like the Cavaliers are celebrating.
And the officials have called time for
official timeout to bring the sticks out onto the field. They're going to stretch the chains here. Question is whether this chain gang is going to give the Spartans a little home cooking or not. I don't think they will. Looks like they may be short.
You got it.
Ooh.
1st down.
By the nose of the football, the Milford Spartans pick up a 1st down. That's going to get the clock running again on the wind. 2:17 to play in the game. Milford Spartans with a 1st down at the 35-yard line. Very gutsy call by the head coach. Could have punted it and given the Cavaliers a long field. Elected to go for it. Barely picks it up. Milford Spartans looking to get this clock running and keep it running.
It's going to be a 2-minute warning here.
Spartans under center. Erda under center. Gives to the up back. Short gain up the middle.
Need to hold on to the ball.
Looks like it might have been Zielinski on that run.
Another getting tackle there.
Head coach Keith Jones opting to run his big back, Caden Zielinski, a lot here in the second half. Sure-handed junior, proved himself last year as a sophomore. Has gotten a steady diet here in the second half.
Milford has a handful of very good young players.
Cavaliers had, I believe it was 3 timeouts prior to this one. They've taken a timeout now. 2nd and 8.
37-yard line where the Spartans will have a second.
When we come back, it will be 2nd and 8 at the 147 mark. Okay, let's reset the game here for you. 1:47 to play. Spartans hold a 2-point lead. 2nd down and 8. Ball is spotted at the 37, 38-yard line.
The fog is creeping over the field.
It is October. Pumpkin Festival was, I believe, supposed to be this weekend.
2nd and 8.
Next weekend, not happening this year, of course. Spartans looking to keep the chains moving here. Erda gives to Barnhill. Barnhill spins, picks up about a yard, maybe 2. 3rd down, be 3rd down and probably 6. Clock is stopped again for the timeout by the Cavaliers. I believe they have 1 remaining opportunity to stop the clock. If I have it right, they've used 2 timeouts so far, 1 remaining.
38-yard line.
We'll keep it right here, Matt, and talk a little bit about strategy. Of course, pick up the first down, you can win the game. Don't pick up this first down, and you give the Cavaliers a couple of opportunities to punch it in.
I think if we don't get it here, we might see a punt tonight.
The Riverboat Gambler, that is Keith Jones. You never know, though. He could line up for that punt and not take it. It'll depend on down and distance and what his gut tells him. Our public address announcer, Emeritus Steve Martin, reminding us that when the Cavaliers get the ball back, they will not have any timeouts remaining, so they will be pressed. However, that may work to their advantage because this team seems to play well at pace. Here we go, 3rd down and 7. Erda under center. Santos changes position. Sends Zielinski in motion. The give is to Zielinski. Zielinski moves forward, picks up a first down. Big first down by the junior, Caden Zielinski. Nice read by the quarterback, Charlie Erda, to give it to his big back and let him carry the load.
Blake Bergerson on the tackle, just short of holding him from making that first down.
Where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans with only 1 minute and 32 seconds left.
Clock continues to run.
Only 1 timeout.
1 timeout remains for the Cavaliers. They don't elect to take it here. Very entertaining opening night here at Spartan Field.
I think the Spartans might take the penalty here, run the clock all the way down. Or call their own timeout.
Clock runs down to 1:01. And the Spartans do, in fact, take that timeout. Nice strategy by you, Matt. Exactly what head coach Keith Jones was thinking. Just over a minute to play. 61 ticks on the clock. When we come back, the Spartans will have a 1st and 10. This game isn't over yet. 61 seconds remaining. 26-24 is your score. Looking ahead to next week, the Sabres of Sauhegan High School, who beat the Cavaliers last week 20-0, come to town. Should be an interesting game. Senior-laden team over there. Erda takes a knee. Clock continues to run. The Cavaliers cannot stop it. One more snap probably will do it. And the Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers will play next week. Their next game is at Sanborn. That'll be their third game of the season. Milford Spartans, this is their first game. Opening night here at Spartan Stadium. Nice win for the Milford Spartans, barring something unusual. 26-24. Erda content to let the play clock run down, perhaps take the penalty here. Matt, want to thank you for joining us here tonight, filling in at the last minute for us. Also want to thank Granite Town Media Manager Chris Gentry for all of the technical work that was done, and our cameraman Nate did an excellent job for us. COVID or not, football is back here in Milford, and we're glad to bring it to you on Granite Town Media. Look for this game on Monday night replay, 7 o'clock on Granite Town Media's channel number 20. For the Milford Spartans, for the Booster Club, for my partner Matt Stillwagon, I'm Kevin St. Onge saying thank you for joining us and have a great, great Spartan weekend.
This is a reminder regarding the special considerations for tonight's game. Spectators must exit immediately after the game. Please, no congregating. And parents, please go to your vehicles to wait for your son or daughter. Thank you for your help.
Are you going to need help with the synth coming in? Oh, okay. Thank you.